So what do you think? Are you an easy yes? Are you an easy no? They're not actually opposites as much as they sound like that. Are you an easy yes or no? And how easy is it for your people to choose, like really quickly? How easy are your decisions? It is that time again, my friends. It is the time to grab your legend pack, crank that speaker to 11. Welcome to Legend. For those of you who have not yet met in person, my name is Amber Griffiths. I'm a brand strategist and a maker of legends, like for reals. And it's one of my favorite parts of everything that I do is, of course, working on your persona. Here's the thing about your persona. It is a collection of everything about you. It is the part of your business that is all about you, who you are, how you want to be seen, how you want to be felt and heard. It's your relationships with all of your greatest resources. It's your visuals, your language, your mannerisms. All of those things go in to create this persona. Now, that is really amazing and strong for a couple different reasons. The obvious is because then I know it's you, right? As long as that's showing up in everything you do, is it? As long as it's showing up in all of your stuff, all of your content, your sales letters, your social posts, your emails, your phone calls, your signature sign off, because you have one, right? In email and in lives, videos, all those things, you have a signature sign off. So it's not only that all of those things, and that way I can tell that it's you. But what's really great is when you send it out to, that's like a really great way to, for like a warm audience, right? Warm and even hot. I know this came from you because I can feel you in it. The experience I'm getting is so consistent that I know it's an experience with you. That's great, warm and cold, or warm and hot. What about colder, or maybe lukewarm, like maybe warm adjacent? Then your persona takes on a completely, not a different, but it's an additional layer of service for you in your business. Because not only is it introducing these potential clients to this is how I work, this is my personality, this is like it or love it, it's all good. This is an opportunity for you to share exactly who you are. So there are no mistakes. We've all done it where we have somehow, intentionally or not, we have brought somebody into our community, into our client list, into our groups, into our tribe, and we realize, oh, and sometimes it takes 2 days, sometimes it takes 2 years, somewhere in the middle, but we realize that this was a really bad decision. This is not a great match. And yet somehow something you said, some part of your marketing attracted them enough that they are here. And yet you can feel it. They don't, there's a grinding halt when you guys try to talk. It's part of that is a message to market mismatch. And part of that is because your persona is not coming through strongly enough for them to choose out instantly. I have heard, and I'm sure you've heard it, there's a chunk of the audience that's going to dislike you straight out. There's going to be a chunk that loves you straight out. And there's going to be about 50% in the middle that hasn't decided yet. And you get to help them decide that. When your persona is super strong, super confident, and absolutely obvious in everything that you do, it makes it really, really easy. Because I mean, we're not even talking about offers or vehicles or the way you serve your people. We're talking just you, because that's what we're buying a little bit, right? An experience with you. So when it's really obvious who you are and who you are not, we can choose in and out really quickly. If I listen to you speak and think, wow, that's completely aligned with how I am, or I don't know what she's saying, but that feels right, that's an easy yes for me. Or on the other side of that, what you're saying, and I'm like, ooh, that there's something off about that. That didn't resonate, that didn't land well, probably not for me, right? And here's the really great news. Yes or no is a great answer as long as the decision is made. So your persona gets to be that obvious, that powerful, and that confident, so that anybody who hears you, meets you, reads something you posted, reads your blog, reads your website, sees a podcast with you, instantly they can go, yep, that's my person. I don't even know what there is. We will find a way to work together. I want more. One of the ways I've seen this be really obvious just in the last 48 hours, um, I'm a fan of the late shows. I like Stephen Colbert. I like Seth Meyer. They're my people. I saw, and part of why, by the way, part of why they're my people, there's some sarcasm in there. I have a little bit of that. They have a sense of humor. I have that. There's some of their values, some of their political views, some of their social stances that are completely in alignment with who I am. I wouldn't be able to make that decision and stick around if it wasn't obvious, if it was inconsistent, if they got up to share, because that's part of, for example, Stephen Colbert, part of his persona is this satirical view on just about everything. It amuses me. Whether I agree with it or disagree, I like it. I like the delivery. If he was not willing to share that part of his persona, if he was not willing to share, this is who I am and this is how I create this show, either you're my people or you're not, right? Then I wouldn't be excited about listening to him. I wouldn't ever tune in. I'd be like, if I miss it, I miss it. It's fine. It wouldn't be a priority for me, right? Because I need to be able to reach in and listen to what you're saying and sink my teeth into it so I can say, I want everything they have. That's the kind of response you want your clients to have. So as I'm watching this show, I'm thinking, it's consistent. I am in alignment with it. I will continue on it forever and I will share it with the people that I adore most. Check out the LH show with Stephen Colbert. It's spectacular. But once upon a time, they had guests on there. In fact, I may have been Seth. I'm trying to remember who it was. And I'm listening to this two women talk about their podcast. And at first, the first 30 seconds was, this is what the podcast is about. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. In fact, I have a few clients and colleagues who would really find that interesting based on that 30-second introduction. Then I listened to the next 5 minutes of the interview and realizing that their persona, bright and bold and fabulous, right? Totally them, was so not me, was so not what I would consider even for this client and for these other colleagues. It was a very, I would say, surface, kind of superficial. We're trying to be funny, but we're trying so hard to be funny. And even though it was so great because within 6 minutes of listening to them, I didn't have to go listen to the podcast. I didn't have to go do a lot more research because their persona was so coming out full force, 100% in my face. It was that easy for me to go, no, that's not for me. Way to go, you. Way to go, you, for being that bold, that confident, that consistent, that quickly I could make that kind of a decision. I don't have to go spend any more time there. And they don't have to deal with people who have experienced them and now are crap talkers, right? Because that's one of those things. Like, you have these people come into your program and yeah, you may make a little bit of money. They may get a little bit of something out of it. But ultimately, what's going to happen is they're not going to refer people to you. They're not going to talk fondly of you. So why allow them in the gateway, right? Why create that kind of situation where it's going to set everybody up for a bad experience? So I challenge you today. It can be today. It's not going to take long. Go review your last email, your last post, your last Facebook Live. Is your persona coming out loud enough that you could easily tell what kind of person you are? If in a moment I could at least tell one thing about you that could help me choose in further and want more information, or go, that's actually a big one, I'm going to be out. Is there anything in what you've sent out in the last week that could be that polarizing, that could be that easy for your people to choose in or out? I was speaking to a woman this morning and she had sent out this mass email. It had been a while. She was really excited about it. It's kind of a reconnection emails. I know y'all are sending them. I've received several, but it was this reconnection type of an email, right? Hey, I've been missing. I'm recommitted. Let's move forward. And some of the people that on her list unsubscribed. And it was a huge celebration for us with her because I'm like, yay, those people, you were coming through so clearly. This is who I am. This is how I want to do business. This is how I want a relationship with you. And at least those people went, yeah, not for me. Yay! It should be that clear all the time. That's the power of your persona. Whether that is a cold audience, a warm audience, or even your hot, hot, super awesome audience, you want it to be that easy for them to choose in or out. This is not, let's put everybody in the pool. You don't want to serve everybody. You can't. It's not fun. It's not rewarding. It's not profitable. So choose your favorite people and make sure that you are that person that is so easy to connect with or tune out. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. And it's the power of your persona. It's just one of those ways. So double check. Is your language coming through? How are your mannerisms? When was the last time somebody unsubscribed? Because that's a celebration. When was the last time somebody unfriended you? That's another really great sign that you're doing something that is so truly you that it's that easy for them to choose in or out. So try that this week. And until I see you out there, bold and fabulous and 100%, rock on.